Gang, we're so back. How's it going, everybody? See, I caught you surprised. We're in the show now.
Oh my god.
It's never happened to me before.
I'm a real
actually.
professional producer of shows. Hi, we missed you guys last week. Thank you for joining us now. Episode 19, if my math is good at counting. But before we jump into today's episode, we have a little bit of a recap because it has been a while for you and us. Last session, our group decided to try and burn the Brickleberry Barrel Company to the ground. You see, I've canonically renamed it to what it was supposed to be the whole time, I guess.
Yep. And that's how D&D works.
That's
If you say something enough, it just exists in D&D.
Yeah. If your players think something's true, they'll browbeat you until it becomes true.
So much browbeating is us just fucking up so much.
Like waves on the ocean. Eventually, it's all sand.
I had to re-watch the episode specifically to write my notes, and we had said the word Brickleberg so much it lost meaning to my ears.
I refuse to believe any of you said that word once, because I think as soon as I said it, it became Brickleberry.
Tried my
and
best.
it just never went back.
Well, we started with Brickleberg, then Brickleberry.
We did?
Yes,
Okay.
then Brickleberry Boys, and then Brickleberber, and then it just kept getting worse, like a
The
bad
alliteration.
telephone signal.
What is it actually?
Brickleberg
Barrel Company.
Barrel Company. The BBBC.
Brickleberg Barrel Company.
Throw in a random berry.
Yeah. Anyways,
BBC.
they attacked that place, and after their traffic stop, they found out that Skinner and some ghoulish goons, were hanging out in there, either trying to destroy evidence or do something. Who knows? They were probably just working late. But a fight ensued after the employees were threatened, and they defended themselves lawfully. They shouted "oops" before they stabbed everybody, so that was all accidents. And then the weirdest thing happened. Skinner from the future showed up and tried to tell himself about his own mother. I believe
crazy.
that's what happened.
It's exactly what happened.
That's so wild.
Skinner from the
did
future
that?
showed up and told himself about his mom that he apparently didn't know about.
And Skinner was also wearing different clothes.
He was also
I
wearing
was
the
cackling at 5 o'clock in the morning rewatching that episode.
It's at 5 o'clock in the morning.
I had insomnia.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It sucks.
But after that happened, sorry about that. Skinner was ceremoniously shot in the spine and died on the streets of Champions Row.
I
Oh,
thought that was a non-lethal.
That's
no,
not
I'm
what
pretty
happened.
sure he died. I
No.
rewatched the
No.
episode just now. I'm rewatching it now. Oh, passed away. What a ghost he's
it
become.
literally hours ago. You can't
I watched
do this
it
to
just
me.
now, so mine's closer. So he's dead now. No, he was shot and is currently unconscious, but is bleeding out on the streets of Champions Row. That part is at least true.
Yeah, but-
As we rejoin the scene now, Eamon miles away, so far away, he's not even in this scene. Couldn't even be further away if he tried. We rejoin the scene now. What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna bring Skinner to Eevee.
Interesting.
So-
you mean Skinner?
What? I'm not doing this.
Okay.
Watched you transform into a nightmare creature. Went no, not.
Oh, I
dealing with
forgot
that.
I did
That's
that.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
Skinner from the
scary
future
Skinner
turned into
now.
the puppet.
You're
from Five
scary,
Nights at Freddy's.
like back.
But not
room
very
Skinner.
scary. So
No.
Mildly
anyway,
disturbing.
Anyway, I'm gonna cast. So here's something interesting that I found out and realized is that Spare the Dying is also necromancy. Isn't that so interesting?
Hey,
I'm lying about it, so I cast Spare the Dying on Skinner.
okay, interesting. Let me just write that down.
Oh god.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Eevee. What would Eevee know? What do we think, gang?
Would even
Even
know the
know
spell
what?
they cast is it necromancy?
Is
Necromantic
necromancy? You
spell?
like feel?
I feel like you would at least know, even if it's not like.
I don't know. No, I'll cast healing, whatever,
You
cure
don't have to.
wounds. No, no,
Yes.
no.
Like that's the thing when you ban when you have a world that city that bans all necromancy, the spell that saves you from dying is also a
Yeah,
necromancy
the thing
spell.
is, I didn't realize it before, so I feel like I can get away with that. But now that I know, my character should probably know.
It brings less questions up if you prevent somebody from dying, but if you bring them back from the dead, that's the one that's like, hang on, how did that happen?
Hey,
But if you're
bud.
just like
Mm.
cantrip, he's not dead. No one asks questions. They don't really give a shit.
Skinner's future self is meeting him right now, and no one is questioning that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, but necromancy's the problem.
the
Yeah.
necromancy's
The crowd
problem.
gathering outside this alley at 2:00 in the morning is really disturbed by what's happening.
Anyway, healing word.
Okay.
I'm
He
gonna
immediately
in the process,
stops bleeding.
in the process, I'm gonna try to get to a roof and try to follow the other guys. Just to I'm going too
The
far.
other guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
there was
you
like
mean the cart drivers?
the ones that were in the building
The
that got
goons that
away.
were in the building.
Yeah, there was two. I think two more.
Yeah, there were two
One that
goons
was-
in the building.
One that was tied up, and then two that weren't dead yet. Oh, I accidentally
Okay,
killed one. That's
you're
right.
talking about the carriage drivers. Yes. Two of them disappeared into the alleyways.
No, there was two goons in
No,
the
the ones in the
warehouse.
ones in the building that we fought and nearly died to.
Yeah,
And
okay.
I accidentally killed one, and then there was one of the carriage drivers tied up who came into the building and
And then
then
left.
escaped. And he's like hopping
I
away.
see. So
then there's
the other
another goon that-
goon didn't run away. He's still there.
Okay, I'm gonna go after him. Just make
Yeah,
sure he doesn't
okay.
run away.
He's there. And we're just going to say gives up because I'm not starting combat for one guy with like 3 hit points.
Yes.
I'm just
Um,
gonna like have him at arrow point
the-
to like get out.
He surrenders. The guy with the thermos he walked away like 2 turns ago. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
He's like, my break is over with. I need to go.
He's like, I finished my fruit roll up like 20 minutes ago. This is ridiculous.
He'd said he had like a bag of holding that's like a lunchbox.
I just said it
23.
was a lunch. 23. Okay, you can easily see the guy like scurrying. He's like hands are tied together, and he's just sort of like scurrying into one of the nearby alleyways. He doesn't make a lot of progress. You can easily kind of track his dragging feet because I think those are also tied together because it's funnier.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna grab them and get them both tied up together.
Okay,
Before
Easy
we
enough
get
to
too
do.
far away from that.
Yeah.
Okay.
easy enough to do.
Before
Even
Eevee-
that, okay, we're going back.
Yeah, I'm saying before Eevee brings them back to consciousness.
Mhm.
Fitz, knowing that they're a roguish type, will strip them of anything that they can use to get out of things like, let's say, handcuffs. As I handcuff him as well.
You pull handcuffs out of his belt. He's like, ah, damn it, those are my handcuffs.
Those
are
are
mine.
Those are my best handcuffs. Want to see a magic trick? And he's free from his handcuffs.
From his handcuffs, yeah, no, but like just lock him up with mine.
Okay, you find actually a lot of stuff on him. Like you keep pulling knives out of all these different like pouches and
Yep.
like these little like waist strips under his pants.
Mhm. Yep.
He's got like a
Just-
1,000 knives.
I'm just like pulling out all the things that could be used
Yeah.
to get him out of restraints.
We're gonna say he's unconscious for all this because that's weird.
yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Eevee's as normal Skinner now, not scary Skinner,
Of
is
course.
staring down and goes, I think maybe I'm supposed to be this guy.
Are you? When was that planned? I don't remember that being planned.
I don't know.
Just chalk it up as another aspect of a plan, I guess. I don't know.
I also don't know where I'm supposed to go. So maybe I'll just start walking down the street whistling, see what happens.
You want to help me? You want to help
Do
me help?
we?
Like,
Do
see
we
what
know
the
what-
factory was in? Like, what's in
Yeah,
the factory?
maybe check out the factory. Maybe figure out like where he normally hangs out. Maybe I can just make an appearance there and be like, I'm the criminal guy. I'm getting a nod.
Is this a plan?
Whoa!
you-
I came up-
Hey, it's the
I was
criminal
coming out through the
guy.
bricks of the building.
Is this what you discuss? Is this something you discussed with Eamon? I don't.
discussion is a strong word.
You okay?
But
got-
I think it's all gonna be okay.
I don't believe that for a second.
What I
Let's go
do
check
that.
out the inside.
Sure.
All right.
Sure thing.
I'm gonna
You
be
guys
on
have the run
inside
of the
with the other
place.
two tied
Yeah,
up.
yeah. You could tie them all up to one of the rafters or something. They're not going anywhere. Skinner's also unconscious because he was shot.
Yeah.
He was bleeding out.
He's been shot.
Go ahead and roll investigation checks for this building.
Whee!
No weeing. This is not fun. This is police work.
Aw.
It's serious business.
Aw.
Okay?
Well, my
Thank you,
serious
Sean, thank
business
you.
got a 23.
That
That's
is an
very
at one.
serious. Bullshit. Loser. Sorry. It's very unprofessional, man. I'm so sorry.
I saw the wheel in it, and I was like, "Is that a 20?" And then I was like, "That is the most opposite
No,
worst
that's
thing."
whoa,
that-
dude.
Nope, nope.
That's
Real
a
success.
30.
All right, that's kind of that's all right. Serious enough. 30 is that's not a natural 20 for you, right? That's like
No,
a 19.
that's a
or-
19. Yeah,
It's like a
God.
14.
I also
died.
rolled a 19.
Interesting. Okay.
Nasty.
So both of you actually do find a few things just around the area of this building. First off, Eevee would probably on the downstairs floor find a small like side alcove with this large almost mortar and pestle bowl that has this similar white chalky residue to the stuff that was inside the coating of the barrels, leading you to believe that this is where they prepare that nullstone like coating that they put in all their shipments to keep it contained in anti-magic.
I see.
So they have like a process for coating the inside of these barrels to keep things under the radar.
Seems like they have a process for coating the inside of these barrels so that they're kept under the radar.
I mean, this place may be a processing, or at least where they hide, or where they start to hide the illegal gained goods. So
The
Yeah.
goon that surrenders goes, "Oh my god, they're good."
they know everything.
It's like they're hearing from God.
The next thing you would notice, Fitz, is that with a 30, the upstairs section, where there was parts of a scuffle, Skinner was on one side of the balcony, but there was still some commotion knocking things around. One of these structures was almost like a desk. What you would call a desk in any other situation. Here it just looks like a table that had some important stuff on it that tipped over, but to them it was probably like a setup for whoever was in charge here to conduct business from. You do find, like, on the overturned table, there is one of those... These are very old school terms I'm working with, where they put letters on these spikes on their desk to show, like, the message was received. Almost like where they put orders on in diners.
Like a telegram kind of deal.
Kinda, yeah. But it's to show, like, the order of, like, when the letter came in. The most recent thing on there is a handwritten, very quick, drafted note. But to ask you if you read it or not. That shitty.
I know.
DM.
I
You read it?
shove it to
You
the
touch
side.
it?
Like,
The letter you see reads, "No more delays. If it's not delivered by the 19th, we miss our window. We cannot fail here."
what was the last part of that? Sorry.
We cannot fail here.
If it's not delivered by the 19th, what?
We miss our window.
You miss our window. We cannot fail here. Not Missouri window. God damn it. Come on, autocorrect. You got me here. What's today?
Today's the 19th.
Oh shit. Okay.
Convenient.
Does this have who it's by or who the message is from or no?
It does not have like a signature or anything like that on it.
Okay.
It's also written in Windane, so it's hard
Ooh.
to. You had to decipher it.
Damn.
Thieves can't win
He's so smart.
Yes.
Fantastic. Are like all the notes like this, or is this just like the most recent one?
That seems to be like the freshest one on there. The rest of them just seems to be like almost like they were left for the boss as messages from like people inside the building. That one seems to be the only one of like any note that's not from here.
Right.
Different stationery, different, more like elegant handwriting and presentation.
Okay. And what about the notes they were dumping into the basement?
Do you go down to the basement?
Yes.
Okay. As you attempt to go down the stairs, you can see that there are multiple pieces of furniture that have been thrown down the staircase to barricade the door.
Okay. Oh god. And what about that? How big was that hole that they were dumping stuff in?
It was like 2 feet around. You don't know if you'd be able to squeeze through it, but you could.
No, I'm too big for that. I'm a big boy.
Okay.
I'm a big boy. It's not
I wasn't gonna say anything.
I'm a big rogue. I don't know.
Yeah, you're kind of a
I'm plump.
wise
I don't know. Fitting in small spaces like that. But I will look at the others. Can I get some help here? They were dumping stuff in the basement, so
Yeah. Like me also doing something help, or me giving you a buck up, bud kind of help. Enhance ability.
Do both. Enhance ability. Ooh.
He gets skinnier.
Yeah, I'll enhance you're trying to get down in there, right?
I'm trying to get the like just try to move all the objects out of the way to get inside the basement.
So
Are you trying to move the stuff out of the door?
Dexterity.
Yeah. So strength, because I can't fit down that 2-foot hole.
Okay.
It's not gonna work out.
You're so strong. Blah!
Was that give me advantage or stuff? What was
gives
enhance ability?
Gives you advantage.
And it doubles your carrying capacity.
Ooh.
You can carry so much. All of a sudden, the box in your hand just flies into the air.
Crushes it into sawdust.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I roll athletics, I guess.
Yeah, if you're trying to move the furniture, go ahead and give me athletics with advantage, I guess.
That's a 13.
What the fuck, dude?
Because the other one was a 1.
This will probably take you like another hour and a half.
Where's Eamon?
Cut to Eamon. Where are you?
I'm fighting off pigeons attacking me, dude. God dang it. I'm trying to be vigilant.
Are you just still staring at the bar?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, any update? I have like a log
You're not
of like I'm
waiting for
writing
me
down.
to show up, are you?
No, I have like a log of like, and it just keeps saying no
Walter's
movement
activity.
detected. Oh yeah.
Every once in a while, he'll like walk to the far side of the room. You get real nervous, like he's about to walk out or like grab his coat and leave. And he comes back to his desk. He's like, "Oh, he probably just went to the bathroom." It's very calm, like normal, everyday stuff from Walter. It's kind of strange.
I messed it up. The plan didn't work. I've done nothing. I've put my friends' lives at risk, and I've done nothing.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Ooh. 19.
19. Very good.
Yeah.
Right around this time, probably about an hour and a half after you've just been sitting here staring into this building, watching Walter do nothing, a figure sort of sprints out of one of the alleys towards the Rusted Screw.
Towards the Rusted Screw.
Yes. Straight from one of these alleys towards the front door of the bar.
Yeah, I'd like to see if I can ID this person.
With
like
a
maybe get
19?
closer? Yeah.
With a 19, they have a similar build and cloak covering to the individual who was working or who was driving the wagon the night of the stakeout.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Were you anime reacting on the roof?
Yeah. No. Okay. Okay. All right. He's running.
I'll eat a
Is there
shit.
any activity? Is there anyone in the alleyway?
No, they're running like out of the alleyway towards the street. So you have like a moment because you hurt them with the 19. You can
jump on
jump down on them
I'm gonna
because you're
jump
like
on
on the corner of the roof. staring down
Yeah.
at the street.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on him. I can't think of anything, so I'm literally, I'm gonna jump on him, on top of him.
To it, like attack or just like
Yeah.
subdue?
No, to attack. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
go ahead and
gonna-
roll an
yeah.
attack. Roll with
Okay,
advantage.
great.
Because you are technically hidden from this moment.
16.
16 will hit.
Okay. I like look back and then I look back at this guy in the alleyway and then back at Walter and and I look down at my notes and I go and I'll jump down as I like people's elbow him and I'll go down and I'll try to time it just right.
Okay. I will say you're able to time it like he's just about to hit the straight and then you just collapse on him and both of you just
Yeah.
fall to the ground with his arms like not even outside of the straight yet. You
Okay,
just
I
pull
will
him back in.
Okay, yeah. I'll grab his head and I'll slam it into the ground until he's knocked out.
Go ahead and roll your damage. Because you have
Alright.
2
I'll
attacks.
roll my
now.
damage. Roll my damage. Okay.
Yeah.
You do have 2 attacks, so you can't just do this.
What am I
twice.
even? Oh yeah, I gotta look up. Sorry. Pause for figuring out what Great Weapon Master is in
Hold for a great weapon master.
2024. Hold for Great Weapon Master 2024 rules. I don't think it matters because I didn't crit, but I want to double check.
We're
And
also totally not doing 2024 rules, are we?
We're
I
not,
think
but
he
I am.
grabbed the feat from 2020.
I did because I didn't like Great Weapon
Oh.
Master. I mean, I just thought it was too good. Doesn't matter. I mean, that has the heavy property as part of the attack action. Use the weapon. Okay, great. I do remember now.
Mhm,
Ah. Mm.
mhm.
I'm doing 2 attacks or 1.
You did 1 attack already. You could roll for the second attack 'cause you do have 2.
Okay. So on the first one, 16 damage.
16. Just pretty good. Where were you in the other fight? That's crazy.
I know. And then 14.
14 for the damage on the second one or to hit?
Yeah, I'm gonna reckless. I crit.
This
All
guy
right.
has to
Wait,
die. He
which
has to
does
die
mean.
now?
Wait, hold on. Wait, that means. Oh, never mind.
Max dice damage, and then
All
you
of
roll.
Eamon's
'Cause we're not
attempts of
using heal.
anxiety.
Yeah, never mind.
No,
we're
no,
not,
no.
We're not using Hue, which is like the weapon property from
Yeah, no, no,
2024.
No.
Because I was about to make another attack.
I haven't even read that shit. Oh my god. This guy's
You're kidding
Dude.
me.
cut to the outside of this alleyway. There's a wave of blood just
28 damage on the
Just
second
shining
attack.
out of
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Is this guy dead?
All right, so you land on this guy.
Yeah.
What does Eamon do to this person scurrying out of the alleyway?
My intent was that I knock him out. And so yeah, as he's like scurrying out, I people's elbow drop him, and before you can figure out what's going on, I like great Kali grab his head and I slam it into the ground, and then my eye glints as I like go and I shove his head into the ground again, and I'll let you describe what happens.
So there is a moment where you're kind of like, oh no, he's seen my face because his eyes are just motionlessly staring back at you, and then he doesn't do anything for about 15 seconds, and you're like, you're getting that panic of like, oh,
I've had dreams like this before.
you or Eamon?
Me. I
Oh,
don't know.
God.
Sometimes I'll be like, you guys have had the dreams where you accidentally killed someone and then you wake up and you're like, oh, thank God. All right, doesn't matter. Back to
yeah.
Eamon.
Who
And
has
the probs tomorrow.
I go. No. Oh my God. Wait. Is there blood? Is this like? Is there like a big pool of blood or no?
It's not like the top of his head came off, but like there's blood under his eyes and in his ears.
What is the
It's sort
distance
of-
from the roof that I was watching Walter from to his window?
So to Walter's window,
Yes.
that would be kind of a wide street, probably about 25, 30 feet from where you were standing to where Walter's window is.
I look left, right. I take out a piece of paper. I write something down. I grab like a piece of like I cut a piece
I
of
did
leather strap
this.
that I have from all my thing. I wrap it around the body. I want to attempt from somewhere. I
God.
want to throw the body through Walter's window.
Oh my God. Oh
So
my
Three.
God.
right at
Okay.
the time Eevee arrives as Skinner.
This is Eevee.
And then
We have
if
time to
I'm
bring that up.
successful, I will I will book it. I will try to make it so that if there's like a fucking garbage bag next to me, I will rip it open and wear it real quick. But I will.
I will say you can wait because it's late at night. There's not a lot of people walking around. You can make a stealth check to try and make it across the street, and then
there's
make
no
it,
fucking way, dude.
or at least close
way.
enough to like get a good shock put hurl or whatever.
I'll use a shenanigan point.
Sure.
That's what they're
For
there
advantage?
I'm so bad at rolling dice, dude. There's no way, dude. There's no way. I rolled a 6. That's with my
6.
modifier.
Total?
Yes, 6 total.
Even with advantage? What did you roll?
Yes, I rolled a 3, then a 4. But I'm not trying. I'm trying to throw it from the roof. Is that too far?
Oh, from
I'm
the
a
roof? You jumped down
barbarian.
off the roof.
Yes, I want to bring him off the roof. That's why I asked.
Okay, you can climb up the roof with this guy over your shoulder
I'll like.
and try to hurl him from that elevation.
That is what I want to do.
First
That's what I want to do.
throw
I
him
wanted
in
to try and make it
Ah.
strength and not stealth. Yeah.
Now I'm on the same page as you.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a straight. Yeah.
I will go into a rage.
Okay, now you have
because I remember I'm
advantage.
a barbarian. I'm freaking out. I'm like getting really mad. My eye glints. Let me just double check what it looks like on my end. What rage does? Not rage, but like it's advantage.
Athletics with advantage. For trying to hurl a corpse.
Okay. Well, Eamon like walks to one end. He's rubbing his feathery hands together. He goes, "You're in too deep now." Okay. This is what is it?
Athletics with advantage.
19.
19.
Yeah.
Jesus. That's
I
like a
will
32
shot
for
put this
you.
body across the fucking road into this guy's, and then
I
I'm
will
gonna
say
run.
you grab it by the legs and you just do 2 quick swings to get momentum up, and then you just let him go. And
Okay.
silently, a body flies arcing over the streets of Outbound and through a window. Not Walter's office, but on like the far side of the upstairs, where it crashes through a window, and you see him in his office stop, look up, and immediately like get out of his chair to go look. And
Yeah, I'll start running. When he finds the note
Fucking
written, since I
Christ.
can take calligraphy and I can match
Yeah.
it, it'll be in
Yeah.
a bunch of different like magazine fonts and newspaper fonts, and it'll say, "You've been made."
You've been made.
What the
And I'll
fuck? You ransom note a message real quick onto a dead body you throw. That says you've
Let's be
been
clear,
made.
I did not mean to kill this guy. So
No, no,
we
I
gotta
know.
improvise. Yeah.
I know, but once he was dead, this was still the plan you decided to go.
Well, I had to do something quick.
Hey, I'm on your side.
Thanks.
I'm
I'm trying
Okay.
to sow the seeds of mistrust between whatever fucking clans he's working with, because I do know he's probably working with a bigger picture here. So I'm trying to make him more scared and not concentrate on me. So,
This, I will say, this is definitely confusing. This is definitely a grenade
get
in
it.
the logic of the
He'll-
situation.
he'll get it. He'll get it.
You'll
Yeah.
He'll get it. Yeah, Walter
Okay.
will get it. He understands what's happening here. Not for me. He doesn't know it's me.
Well,
he
you
thinks
scurry
that he's
away.
been made by the police, by the Bastions, and that another faction has figured that out and has killed one of his men and threw it through in one of his windows to send him a message that I'm not onto him, but rather someone else is, and this faction is now trying to kill Walter, so he doesn't have to worry about me.
And
I'm
as
running
he
across-
finishes
I'm running
saying,
across the sea.
as he finishes saying all that, you've already disappeared into the night somewhere. As-
I'm such a good cop, dude.
Dude,
That was also the first time Eamon has ever killed anybody. I think.
Wow.
No, I think I killed somebody in a battle once, but maybe the second. So we're
you might
cranking
have
up
had
the
some help
numbers.
from a snake. No one can tell.
Yeah,
It's not like this is being recorded.
I
So-
did not mean to kill him. It was supposed to be character development, but it's
God.
fine. That's just what I assume anyone does if they accidentally kill somebody.
He might
IRL.
not have been dead. Wait, he might have just been concussed. We don't know.
He is
Who knows?
now.
I mean,
is
he
now.
got thrown through a window at full force enough to break that bitch. It's like, oof.
Yeah, but it
Oof,
might have been
dude.
breakaway for stunts. You don't know. So as we,
Ooh,
as we
Plan went
Stunts.
exactly as I
might
had
have been
planned.
breakaway for stunts.
back on the other side of the city where things are surprisingly going smoother, if at all possible.
Goddamn couch. Fucking
You
piss
guys
on
are
my
still
couch.
surveying the scene. And I assume moving debris out of the way, or was that going to take too long for you?
I mean, I was gonna keep doing. I would like ask either like Tay or Eevee to go get some guards. At this point.
Oh, I thought you were gonna ask to help move things, and I was like, I can't.
I refuse.
I refuse that again.
Well, Tay was actually gonna suggest going ahead and before she's gonna be like, well, before any supposed backup or anything, if the shipment was due at a particular time, they might come and check to see if there's any delay. So maybe we should go ahead and get this to headquarters. I can go ahead and take this on and send back some people to help if need be.
I'm trying to get down here, so you go get guards and bastions and bring them back here to ASAP.
I'll watch our guys while you're moving. Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna hook up Ikaitsa to one of the carts, and then I'm gonna tie the other to the one that doesn't have the horse anymore. Then I'm gonna tie the other 2 horses to the back of that cart, and I'm gonna lead us through the city.
We're going full train. We're doing the full train.
So a kite's is pulling a cart, and then tied behind the cart are 2 horses?
The 2 horses with their 2 carts. So it's like a triangle situation.
Okay. Ikaitsa is not the size of a horse. So they will struggle to pull this cart by themselves. It will be slow going.
Yeah. Could I also like push that cart?
You could. Yeah.
Like Ikaitsa pulling and I push that one, and then just that way I make sure all of the horses are with us and stuff.
Surprisingly,
I'm just trying to get all 3 carts back.
Surprisingly, Tay is very strong canonically for some reason in this world.
Yes.
My thought process with making her was like Aqualad from Young Justice.
Nice. That is
because
pretty cool.
being underwater, things are heavier.
Yeah.
So that was my thought process.
I don't know why you're not moving the carts instead of me, but it's like
no, you got this. You got this, old man.
Oh no, that's right. You didn't kick your ass at one point. It's fine.
The rogue's got this.
The man with the robot arm, the man with the disability, fucking lifting shit up.
All right, so you take the evidence, the haul, whatever you want to call it, away from the scene.
Yes.
Okay. So your drug haul.
Yeah.
Terminally online old man talks about drugs. So, Fitz, you again take a while to move some of this debris out of the way. Go ahead and roll me a perception check while you're doing that instead of anything else. That's suspicious.
Not just, but thanks for that. Love that.
I was doing your commentary for you.
That's a 19.
A 19. Okay. As you're moving pieces of what used to be a bookshelf or table, you come to a certain point where there's like 2 objects between you and the door. And you already know from looking down in the hole that there's like a small level of water that just sort of like flooded this basement at some point, or whatever room is in there. And you do hear the water move in a way that suggests that something inside this room moved on its own. Not as if something fell or an object shifted. You don't hear any other movement. You just hear the water like break. Almost like, have you ever been on a lake where you just see the effect of a fish landing back in the water?
Yeah.
It kind of is like that, where it's like something inside this room moved on its own.
You know, it would have been smarter if Tay was the one to do that, because she does
You,
breathe underwater and shit too.
No, you've got the rosy chain of fucking horses.
Yeah.
You're the only one who can drive.
Her priority is like getting what we already got, so it's that's fine.
Yeah.
God damn it. You're a bitch.
I didn't do anything.
Is this one of the situations where it's like I still have to move stuff, or is it like
There's still 2 more objects between you and the door, but you can like hear it because you're closer.
Does it sound like footsteps walking through, or does it sound like just
It just sounds like the water's moving.
I hate that.
Well, I'm just telling you what's happening.
I know you did. And then it's not good for me. I think with that information, Fitz is gonna move a little bit more carefully.
Okay.
As he moves stuff, and like as he's pulling stuff out, like one object to like put it in the pile, He like looks at Eevee. He's just like, something is down there. I don't know what. Doesn't sound like footsteps. Something's down there.
Something alive?
I don't know.
Okay. Let me think. And I think really hard through my spell list.
Interesting. Now, I want to point out you haven't taken a long rest yet.
That's true, but oh no, yeah, like not unprepared spells, just the ones that I have on hand. I still have some slots left.
No. Wow.
I will cast. Can you bring that little box over here really quick? A little.
Like gonna walk over to the pile of things he's removed.
Just like that.
Pick up the little
tiny-
box.
And I cast light on it. So you can kind of just like put that down there and maybe get a look instead of going down yourself.
Worth a shot.
Nice. Big portals.
Yeah.
Also, if it attacks something that's bright and coming down, then we know it's aggressive.
We'll go towards the hole.
Nice.
And we'll like try to position himself.
Okay.
God damn it. Position themselves and like will simply like look at Eevee and then drop it in the hole to see if anything reacts to the light.
Interesting. I don't know. I just had to pull
I don't know
it,
what
make
that
it more
means.
dramatic.
I'm using spells, baby.
That's very smart. Very smart.
Thank
As you drop this little, chunk of wood that's been cast light on it, it does sort of illuminate the area downstairs, and you can see that there is indeed like the entire floor is covered in water.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also tell there are like bits of debris and like very old wood that have just been floating on the surface, plus whatever they've been throwing down here has probably accumulated on the surface.
Mm-hmm.
As you watch this little piece of wood hit the water and begin to float on the surface, you watch as this green coloration starts to cover over the light as something from within the water seems to rise to the surface, surround it, and begin to consume it.
Fucking cube.
Not necessarily cube shaped.
Is there enough? Isn't it enough vision to like make a
Maybe
check
a perception check or an arcana check.
Ooh, both of them. Solid. Does Eevee get it too, or just me?
Are you both staring down in the hole? It's up to you.
I was watching the guys. I'm worried that they're gonna try to run away.
Yeah, you want to know what this thing is, or you gonna let my guys escape?
Yeah. Well, if you struggle a bit, I'll come over and I'll take a look. We'll throw down another light thing. See how you do.
Gonna use a shenanigan point to roll with advantage.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Because I want to know what the fuck this is. And that is a 28.
28. As you're staring at this thing, you watch as the light slowly begins to dissipate. Not because it's being obscured, but because something is dissolving whatever the material that's casting light is made out of.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately you get the sense that this thing is an ooze of some kind that dissolves inorganic material, and these people essentially use it to dispose of everything.
Yeah.
Smart as hell.
Smart as
Thank
hell.
you. So
I take it
there
back.
there is a chance that there could be something that they disposed of that survived this creature, but they intentionally use this thing to destroy material they don't want to be found.
Yeah.
So there's a chance.
Ooh, I got a lot of inorganic shit on me, especially this metal arm on my body. So I don't want to.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's weird, huh?
There's also 6 rust monsters.
Fuck.
And I don't have mage hand. I don't have a little guy that can just go places.
Joke's on you. What's the verdict? I got you. I get you?
You did in fact
I mean-
gets me.
Can we see the evidence down there? Is it still there, or has it been munched?
So the only thing you can really see is the surface of the water, and the
Yeah.
light that you dropped down there showed you that there's debris, and clearly they were dropping stuff down here. You don't know if it's like sitting under the water or if this thing's already been like kind of
Yeah,
chewing it up while you guys were up here fighting.
having dinner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But again, anything's possible.
Look at that hook. Look at that hook. Jeezy.
Also,
Jeezy.
you don't get the sense this thing can really do anything. Part of the reason there's so much debris in the way now that you've put it together is it's keeping this thing in the basement because they want it to be there. It's not like this thing is really trying to venture out and go somewhere. So if you want to come back here later, every chance that this thing could still be around. Whatever it didn't eat is still down there.
Who knows?
I'm just the narrator.
I'll take all the evidence that didn't fall in the hole
Mhm.
to organize that, because it was a lot. That what was like the ratio of what they dropped in versus like what they like weren't able to drop in the hole? Because I remember like we talked about them like dropping stuff in it, but like dropping the box.
So when you walked in, you essentially saw two of them like almost shoveling stuff into it like it was a train engine,
Yeah.
right? You don't get the sense that they got necessarily everything or even a lot of stuff, but they were probably at it for, a minute and a half or two since you shot the gun out in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
They're probably like, fuck, let's burn everything.
Yeah. So we lost like a minute's worth of evidence.
Yeah.
And probably lost more considering it ate it. But the rest is here, so I'm okay with that because I don't know how big this ooze is or like what it's capable of against me. So
Yeah. Scale was hard
Especially
to see.
fucking metal arm here.
We all have our.
I don't want to get yelled. I don't want to get yelled at by my mechanic.
That would be a fun downtime activity.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So we'll come back to that.
we'll just wait for backup and we'll wait for guards and bastions to show up.
Right. No, it does not take long. Again, 2 gunshots. It's pretty easy to get people to come check that out. So after a few minutes of surveying the scene, you eventually get like a platoon of guards patrolling by, coming in to see what's going on. You explain the situation. They're happy to like set up a perimeter, make sure, they do their job for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you guys want to do here, or?
When you were searching Skinner's pockets, did we come across anything that would give a hint as to where he was coming from?
Anything actually useful on Skinner? Yeah, that's a good question.
Roll an
Like
investigation
a
check.
napkin.
Yeah, a napkin that says the rusty screw on it.
Some restaurants have it.
I mean,
Rusty
I could always just roll a straight. I mean, the investigation check's for you, but I could always roll a straight brain check to be like, he was being
Brained.
weird about the tavern, and then he came up with this plan. But let's wait.
Or what'd you get?
I rolled a 14.
14.
Yeah.
There is a napkin, but it's got blood all over. You can't tell what can't make out the
Damn.
name, the heckin' name of it.
I cast my cantrip, clean blood.
Clean blood reveal evidence.
Margaritaville. What the fuck?
I'll tell the guards and the bastions, hey, there's an ooze down there that eats inorganic material and might be destroying evidence that was dropped to be missed.
Okay. They will again. They're just sort of like locking this place down and creating a crime scene
Mm-hmm.
so that it's preserved enough for you guys to come back should you need to, or should the investigation call for it.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, you guys are free to leave.
Did I
what
get
do
the
you
Alright,
do?
I wanna
back?
I want to make my brain check now.
Go ahead and make your brain check.
And did
What do
I
I
get
do
the
for that?
evidence back into the headquarters?
Yeah, you don't have an issue getting it. It just takes a little bit of time to get those 3 carts to almost like an impound lot. where they can start taking off the evidence and like collecting it.
Our
Coming
captain's
through.
their
kinda
captain's
give,
like
like,
in their
a-
PJs, like, what the fuck?
Now, kind
No,
of give
they're
like a
asleep.
quick recap to like to whoever is in charge at that time to like
Mhm.
make sure they relay information, and then I'll I don't want to put out a thing just in case, so I'm just gonna like wait and just like start documenting everything from tonight.
Okay, you start cataloging stuff so you can make sure that you guys at least have track of what you found, and you can go over it in the morning.
Mhm.
Sarah, go ahead and make your brain check to see if you can connect the.
Yeah. I also realized that we do have like walkie-talkies, so I could just ask Eamon, but I want to do this first.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. Okay.
Intelligence?
Yes, go ahead and roll a straight intelligence check.
All right. Keep your secrets. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Nah, got no idea.
Nasty. Nasty, gross 20.
It's the. I would say it's not like I've pieced it all together. It's like the only thread you have to connect is Eamon asked me about this guy immediately after asking weird about the tavern. There is a possibility that they're connected, but it is like the only possibility you
Yeah.
have to connect these two things.
It's not like Eureka. It's like, I don't know, man.
it can't be anything else that I know about.
yeah, okay.
But he did say it was a
Fitz-
fucked up guy. Gave you that description. It's for sure the guy that he was talking
It's
about.
for sure the guy, yeah. Fitz, I will be back later. I have to go see a man about a horse. And by man, I mean location.
Oh.
And horse, I mean
Don't get-
Show up at the tavern.
You don't have to speak in code with me. You can literally just tell me where you're going.
Okay, bye.
Oh my god.
Okay. So you take off, I assume, to go find Eamon? Or go to the bar?
Well, I go to the bar as Skinner.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
This
Oh,
is
this
what
could not.
happens
The
when
plan
you
was going
don't.
so well.
We were going to have downtime this episode. I don't know if that's going to happen anymore.
Oh no.
No, you.
He threw a body into the fucking building and then ran away. And you're like, oh, well, time to go be myself. I've been
I know
made.
that.
Okay. I don't actually want to create this many problems. I'll check in on the walkie-talkie.
Okay.
Create this many problems.
Interesting.
I've done enough.
Okay.
Hey, Eamon?
Are you heading this way, or you're just checking to see if I'm?
Yeah, I'm
posted on the
checking.
radio?
I'm heading that way.
What's the
but I'm
distance on
checking
these
in as I'm doing
radios?
it.
You're
And
in the
am I-
same district. You're definitely within range.
Oh yeah, you'll hear like a bunch of static, and then you'll hear like I'm trying to keep it together, but you hear me panting.
Yeah.
Hey, Eevee, what's going on? How are you? How are things? How's the fire?
Are you
Is there a
okay?
fire? I'm sorry, and you hear me bam, and I hit something on the ground. I get up, the static goes out. I come back. Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
So I think I found the guy. And I am that guy, and I'm going to.
You found skin. Bam.
Wait, isn't this like on a fully connected line?
Yeah.
I go. Yo, meet me on channel 2.
I will
there
say
a
you can
channel
be
two?
you can be 1-to-1. It doesn't need to be an open comms channel. They just can't be
Oh,
quiet.
Mhm.
Yeah. They can
Okay.
work like normal sending stuff. They need to be like an open speaker system.
Well, when you tell me that, once it clicks in my head that you're like, I am Skinner, I go, do whatever you do, cancel that plan. I go, that
Why?
part of the plan, we expedited it. We expedited that part of the plan.
Okay.
Yep, and I actually don't know what Skinner is. I gotta see what's going on. So
I know where he is.
He's a
there's a long pause. Is he alive?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect. Wait, this actually works out perfect. Okay, so where is he?
Should we really be like? Should we meet up? Maybe.
Yes. There's a bakery on 54th and 12th. If you want
There's a lot of streets here.
There's so many streets. This city is massive.
They count
This
down
city's
from
like
60.
3 New Yorks wide.
You go to
Amazing.
54th and 4th.
You know those intersect.
Yeah,
Numbered
yeah.
streets intersect.
That's specific
There's
one.
2 numbered streets in the whole
No,
district.
it's,
You know
it's
exactly
54th the number, and then it's the word fourth.
Yeah.
That's where they intersect.
Named after
Surrounded
President
by
54th.
Latimer. Yeah.
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 As
There's a
someone who
place
lives in
there with great
Metropolis, this
Neapolitan loaves.
conversation
Meet me
hurts.
there.
Why always the
And Martin
loaves?
Luther King Avenue.
Yeah.
Because every city's got a
Every city has one.
Mm.
Oh,
Hi.
we're here? Oh, shit. Yeah.
We could. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll wait until I see you in the alleyway below, because I
Do
don't know
you
if I'm
come
being
dressed
followed.
as Skinner or do you come dressed as Eevee?
Well, apparently it's a bad idea to be Skinner, so I'm Eevee for now.
Okay, I would have elbow dropped you. I'm dead serious. I was ready for that.
I've been betrayed.
Yeah,
Good
I will
job.
try to slide down a rain gutter thing.
Yeah.
The exit of a rain gutter. Yeah, I'll try to do that.
Sure.
Hi.
Sick.
I look around. How'd it go?
Pretty good. Other than, why do you look so surprised?
There's just a lot of factors. that
Sure.
came,
Okay.
And I'm okay.
So
And I
we
just want to say,
intercepted
like,
the package, and then the person of interest showed up, and we
I fully think you're talking about Walter.
and I turned
showed up?
into him. Yeah.
How did you know? How'd you know he was the person of interest? Oh, my description. Oh, that
Yes.
person of interest.
Wait. Who
Oh,
else?
okay. Right. Okay. And did the building burn down?
No.
Was it attempted?
No.
You know what? I didn't know how this plan would go, but I know you are all professionals, and I know that you probably used your best discretion, and I know that it probably went off without anything bad happening. So thank you.
Oh, of course. Fitz is pretty suspicious, especially when I just said I was going off to be a guy. So we might need to. Like, why was I needing to be the guy, and why not now?
I planned in my head that this was like going to be some cool infiltration thing.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the plan anymore, but we can rendezvous and we can figure out from here, because I'd love to hear more factors about things that happened with you, because plan has changed, but it'd be nice to figure out how much so on your side.
Eamon, why is there, like, blood on your wings?
I fell through a lot. I fell a lot on the way here.
I did hear that over the. Are you okay?
I'm smoking a cigarette.
Several cigarettes.
Those long French ones.
First time you kill someone, you meet a crossroads. Not like if you're a bad person or some kind of bullshit like that. You meet whether or not you can sleep well at night. And tonight, I'm going to sleep like a baby.
The neon of the
Eamon!
What?
Pickles.
Eamon, did you kill someone? What happened?
No, I gave someone a very slight case of severe brain damage. In self-defense, I did have to fight someone off. This is a you and me thing.
Okay.
The plan a little bit went south. I
Okay.
freaked out a smidgen. I people elbowed someone in the alleyway, and I may have tried to sow seeds of discord between different rivals in an underground faction that I don't know if they exist or not. And in that process, I may or may not have accidentally killed someone a little bit.
Eamon, why is this between us? I really feel like we should like the group.
That is because, I will be honest, I'm a little bored of the regular police work. I don't know why I'm talking like this. I'm a little bit bored of the regular police work, and we're not making any difference. And also, Fitz is a little bit of a, stickler about the rules, about not killing anybody rules. So I don't want to go to jail. And we are going to get the actual bad people away. But remember, it was in self-defense. Stand your ground, law.
Eevee's eyes are just like dinner plates.
And who knows? Did I do anything bad? No, it was in self-defense. Hard cut to me back, fucking people's elbowing down, smashing his head in the ground. Right.
I started doing this because it was like, you can see why people make the choices they do, and if it's good or bad to do. Cool.
Amy, think about it like this, right? If you had, why we get mad at people for resurrecting them, right? Why do we also get mad at them if they die? Did we get mad at both? That's stupid. That's dumb. You should think about that logic for a little bit. But I do need your word that we're in this together now.
Oh my god! Eevee, I don't know, turns into Eamon for a second, just out of panic.
Oh! Yeah, all right. Oh my god.
Eamon, I think that if
Zach
it was
froze.
self-defense, then it's fine, right?
Zach's frozen.
Oh.
What a crazy moment.
His sins
back.
caught up with him.
Hey!
And we're back.
There he is.
Oh, maybe? Okay.
Yeah, you're
sorry.
Why did you tell the one person in the party that doesn't use violence that you killed someone?
I didn't kill someone. I did not kill someone. All right, hold on. Lobster. I did not kill anybody. All right.
Gravity killed him? What the fuck?
First off, it was in self-defense. Secondly, I'm telling you
What?
because I know that you are a person of knowledge and you realize that laws and sometimes other rules put in place are getting in the way of actual people getting hurt. This person.
Eamon's actually doing
This
it.
person-
lobstering it up in there.
No, he's trying not to laugh.
He's trying not to laugh at his lies. his sins.
Eamon, I grew up in a pretty rough place. And one of the good skills that I learned is figuring out when someone's trying to manipulate me.
I'm not actually trying to manipulate you. I'm not trying to take down the boat or whatever. I'm more on the edge of me telling you that things got a little out of hand.
Okay.
But in all actuality, I kind of just trust that. I mean, if you want to tell the rest, we can. But I didn't technically kill anybody, as far as I know, yet.
That technically is true.
That is technically true. Thank you.
Oh, can we go? I can heal them or something. If...
No. So earlier I said I'm trying to. So let me break down the plan to you. I will break down the plan of how I imagined it to go, which was that originally I wanted Walter to think I was not there, that he expedited the shipment out. You guys intercepted that, and then I would catch Walter or Skinner on the way out. That's just what I reiterated to you.
Okay.
All of a sudden, I see do I know about this carriage person? It was from the night before, right?
Yes.
I saw that person, intercepted them, and then had a quirky little idea that we could get Walter a little bit more strained and that he would act more erratically and we can get evidence on him.
Oh. Okay. I mean, that's good. I don't know. I really feel like I know Fitz likes to follow the rules, right? But that's why it's so good, is that Tay and Fitz like to follow the rules, and you and me were a little bit more laissez-faire. But that means that when we come together and we tell each other, then we can make up for each other's flaws, right?
Right. Yeah. So
I can tell I'm not convincing you.
no. But the thing is that although we're laissez-faire, you know, we have some kind of way of working also throughout laws that are not currently by the books. Because you and me both know that we would not have made progress otherwise on this case.
Okay. Okay. I'm sure it's... They like kind of like reflexively touch their like little holy symbol on their their throat, and they go, "I'm sure it's fine."
I'm so real with you. I have no idea.
Specifically, like Eevee's god hates it when they lie.
Just starts burning your hand.
I just need to tell you that little tidbit hates it
Right.
when they lie or conceal the truth.
All right.
So they've just got like 1,000-yard stare for a second, then they go, "Okay, let's meet up.
All right.
That was easy.
Let's do it."
Hands on fire.
Okay.
So far, I have not mentioned. I said it was defense. I said it was in self-defense.
Self-defense of your reputation.
Self-defense and their state of living is a question mark.
I love it's like we haven't done anything the way we're following the law. We've broken like 3 major cases. We've solved major crimes in 2 districts.
That one will make you know, the other ones.
I don't know about
that. This one will make the other ones look like we're saving a cat out of a tree. This is the big one. Riddler's gonna flood Gotham, and we're stopping it by killing him.
Something that pussy Batman could never do.
I'm fucking light.
Oh, Joker's out again. Sorry, not anymore. I'm like,
I can't break my one rule.
Kill him, dude.
Oh God. Okay. So, are you guys returning with everybody else to wherever you want to sleep for the night? Might not be the same.
I'm definitely
building.
gonna head back to the
Oh, man.
The old HQ.
Wait, I gotta think of like. Hold on, you guys think. I gotta think.
Okay.
No, because we definitely rendezvous to talk about it, right?
I gotta think.
Yeah.
I would assume so.
Okay, yes.
Yep.
Then yes, we'll rendezvous first.
Okay. Then rendezvous you have.
Rondesvos.
Magic Cadabra. You guys are back at your house.
I have a full plate of food. I'm just staring at.
Yes.
How do? Because I imagine you guys get there first.
Yeah, we're just sitting at the table.
So
Yeah.
how do you guys like look, like attitude wise? As we
Eevee's
enter...
got a beak.
Just Eamon's
Yeah.
beak. The rest completely normal. Okay.
My feathers are ruffled, or especially around like the leather that's been rubbing against me, running around the entire city.
Oh, yeah. It's...
How you guys doing?
I was actually gonna ask you the same thing.
What a team.
What a team. Like looks over at the beaked Eevee. Trying something new?
What do you mean? Oh shit! I was
It doesn't go.
Oh no.
I was being Eamon. I forgot that I was being Eamon.
Okay.
So how'd it go? Did the traffic stop go well?
I assume you know the details considering it points back at Eevee.
I just wanted multiple perspectives on it. I heard you shot someone.
I did. I shot
Nice. Must have gotten really out of hand before you did that.
Not really.
Okay. The construction worker idea was actually really good. I'll be honest. I did not have that in my head.
Thank you.
We got 3 carts, 1 horse that was let go. 2 of the riders got away is the only problem.
I'm sorry.
but
Wait, can we
not
dwell on
everyone-
that for a second? There's just a horse running around.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Cut to the horse having a ghost-style interaction with the snake.
So when
My
this-
army grows.
The ghost
Yeah.
is carving, doing pottery with the snake around
cut
its
to like
neck.
a fucking Palpatine cloak with a snake under it, just going. The horse bowing in front of it.
Yeah.
I'll also
Forming
have
a
like
cult.
a Kaitsa like just absolutely wiped now with her head in my lap while I'm like petting her.
Oh, I thought you meant with the snake. I was like, that's crazy.
No, because she pulled
Kaitsa's
one of the
the secret.
cards.
Poor girl.
We
Yeah, she's
managed
tired.
to capture seemed like a person of interest. Taffy.
Good.
Uh,
Skinner
man.
is what I've heard, and sounds like an asshole from what I've heard.
Oof, man. Ugh. Ugh. I'm not even gonna try it. Like, no, I'm not even trying at this point. I'm done. It's been a long night. We
Asshole
You say
knows
his
how to
name
use
like a
crossbow.
Pokemon.
Unfortunately, we couldn't get into the basement proper, as there is an ooze living down there eating, organic material. So we'll have to see or go down there at a later date, maybe, to get rid of it.
Okay.
We, I guess, captured three carriages worth of the stuff and the method of which they were hiding it. So,
Were you able to find any other evidence while in there?
well, looking through the notes they were trying to dump, we found these were like not manifests, but like telegrammed orders of, I'm guessing, the shipments. And the most recent one for the 19th, whoever was writing on the other side was talking about having no more delays and that they can't miss their window. They can't fail, so they failed. So we're gonna probably hear some failure on the grapevine. So we'll have to pay extra close attention to
Who gets
Are-
upset?
Yeah.
What day were those shipments supposed to move out?
Today, the 19th.
Is the letter addressed to when it was sent?
The letter has no identification of who sent it. And he'll like show off the letter.
Very
To
familiar
Eamon.
handwriting. Damon.
Okay.
I'm looking straight at Eamon's expression. Straight at it.
It's confusion because he's seriously thinking about this, and therefore I am thinking about this. I can't tell if I'm trying to figure out if this is a letter he sent after I told him, or if I had coincidentally planned this exact heist when we could have just been watching it either way.
Make an intelligence check.
So, yikes. Okay. Yeah, okay. Oh, shoot.
I need Eamon to roll good for me.
I'm not even gonna... You want me to roll good?
You want me to roll good?
You just lied about
Because
it.
I didn't.
Oh, shit.
I rolled a 2. So 3.
Okay.
Do you want me to use the shenanigan points for narrative? I will.
If you want to.
Sure.
For narrative.
6.
Fucking Jesus.
That's just enough.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll do it.
I think Eamon is just as confused as you are in this moment.
All right.
All right.
Either way, that works out great because that means the seed I have sown was also coincidentally there is someone else. It confirms my suspicions that there is another party involved, and that means Walter's most likely going to be in warmer water. Well, I guess not because Walter wrote the message.
Did you just say that out loud?
Do you say that?
No,
with him out loud?
no.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a whole diagram behind me of everything I know. No, it has some confirmation though that there might be two parties and Walter's writing to this different party, but he's the scarier one, which is not good. But maybe he has people higher up. Who knows?
I'll give you this. You did see somebody who works for Walter go to that place not 2 days before.
Dude, I'm so dumb IRL. Dude, it's
No,
crazy.
you're good. We've recorded that like
Okay.
a month ago.
Yeah. I know. We saw. Are you talking about Pippin or someone else?
Pippin. You saw them walk into the building, stay there for like a minute and a half, and then leave. And that was
Yeah,
before your
it's
meeting
like-
at the cemetery.
Yeah, but I'm like, is it the same people? Did I just throw? Did I totally just? You're next, and there's no other rival gang. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Right? We're just gonna see. Sometimes you gotta wait to see the consequences of your actions, anyways. Speculation does nothing until you actually see the result. All right. All right. Yeah, I'm dead serious that he's just like, like all of a sudden, Eamon has a unibrow and it's just really blunt down as he's thinking really hard.
Okay.
Interesting.
So Eamon goes quiet and comatose and stares at the table for like 5 minutes while all that happens.
Well, all of that, yeah, it's like you can hear the gears in my
And I'll
head.
like look
The
at
math.
Eevee. So were you planning on being that the guy we caught, or did that plan fall through? What happened?
Me?
Yeah,
Oh.
you
In
character.
You wanted to pretend to be that guy. You know, like look back at him, and
Yeah, I
I'm guessing
didn't-
that plan didn't go through.
I didn't do that.
Okay.
I actually had to clear my throat in real life, but it worked out.
It's working perfect.
Listen, Fitz, I understand that you're still a little confused about the plan.
I'm not at all
However,
confused at all in the slightest. I'm so confused.
oh, I know you're very much confused about the plan. However, I had no idea how it was going to work out. Some aspects of it have changed.
A little bit.
And honestly, this is, at this point, kind of what's happened, and it's out of my hands. So,
So
Was
wait,
it
what
ever
did,
in your hands?
no.
we already gave you our update. What were you up to this night?
I was trying to force the hand of secret underground people who, may I add, I look at Fitz, does not mean I'm inherently connected to them, all right? Listen, if I go to some shady dive bar and, listen, what if maybe I could have been a user at one point? You don't know that. And I, like, go to poke him, but I don't. And I go, so I just want to say, all right, we're all on the same side, okay? I'm just making sure that we're being smart about it. And that's all I can say now. Give me the weekend, and maybe you'll get some more answers on Monday. Sorry, what is Monday called in this world?
Monday. Fuck it.
Monday. Mernday.
Not that far off. I think it's one day.
I think it's one day.
It's one day. Yeah, it's one day.
Monday.
So you tried to force their hand to do what?
This is the point. Listen, this is why I need some time, because this is where it goes back to the original reason that I wasn't telling you about the plan, was that in the case that people start bringing things back together, then if you are interrogated by magical means, then you have no connection, which will make sense later.
I just want to make sure you weren't trying to force their hand into our investigation. That's your
No.
wording was very vague
Or
and poor.
Yeah, intentionally, may I add. Yeah, no. Into our investigation? No. Actually, this is not the best outcome, but it is a great outcome. It's a good outcome.
Right. I think the only thing that went wrong on our side is just the two people getting away, and then one that I end up having to kill. That's a shit ton of
You
paperwork.
killed someone? Was it in self-defense?
Yes.
Justified.
Eevee's 1,000 yards
You
square
think-
goes another 1,000 yards.
You think there's like a conveyor belt on the back of Eevee's chair? They're
I'm
like
so
slumping
serious.
and sitting up.
I'm so serious. Eamon feels so much better that Tay just said that. I get
Like,
I got
there's relief in Eamon
Same.
and just more
Total
stress
relief.
on Eevee.
it. Total relief. I am scot-free. I'm so good.
I'll do it again.
Justified. Totally get it. Totally get it.
It's-
She's
it's
gonna
not-
look over at Fitz, like, there's just so much fucking paperwork every time you have a casualty.
Yeah. And hey, man, it's not that I don't trust you on principle. It is that the fact that there is no trust, and you're putting us in danger without information.
I know what you guys can handle. And I've seen before that you're very capable. I would never put you in a position I wouldn't put myself in. Although I was not there, but that was for different reasons.
I was gonna say, except for the one that you put us in literally
Except the one that I did.
an hour ago.
So, I understand. You can speculate all you want. We are bastions, but I think we're better off. Come day one day, come Monday. I don't know. I think.
I mean, if your business gets me killed, I'm gonna haunt you for the rest of your days.
Who's to say? And I this is me trying to like get on the same level as you. You can't come back again.
I'll find a way.
Great.
This time on purpose.
Great. And I go, you did great out there, kid.
I'm gonna look at Eamon like I wouldn't push it if I were you.
Well, I think that about covers everything that we've done tonight. I think we have a weekend coming up, and crime doesn't work on weekends, as we know. So I'm going to go to my room.
Works all the time.
I'm gonna use my last 2 spell slots for the night to heal myself.
Sounds good. Interesting.
Yeah, I go, you guys are very capable. I look over, you guys are beat up.
I literally have like a hole where my ribs are.
There's like a whole shard of glass sticking out of you.
Points.
Yeah,
You need
how many
help?
hit points? How many hit points?
4.
you got? Oh my god. Ugh.
All right. Well, as you all go ahead and take a long rest for the night, I think we can go ahead and take a break there if you want to. Just real quick,
Good.
and then we'll come back for a little bit of R&R and some downtime activities.
Nice.
Oh, shit.
Wait.
Oh,
Right before we break, I
Hang
do
on.
want to say and take a long rest. Eevee's like, well, wait, I can help you out, Tay, and goes to cast the Cure Wounds, and nothing happens. And they go, anyway, good night. I'm very tired and I'm out of spell slots.
Ooh. Ooh.
So, right.
Oh my god. All right, well then there's where we're gonna cut it off. We'll be back shortly. Bye. Oh! Just like the dinosaurs in that animated movie from the 90s, we're back, folks.
Wow.
That's a deep cut. Anyone who knows
That's
that.
a deep cut.
Dr. Screw-Eye. Remember him? That was crazy. That guy scared the shit out of me when I was a kid, but thank God he was eaten by all those crows. So, before we left, something happened. I don't know if we can figure it out. Philosophers in the 2040s will have to figure out what happened on this episode. But we return now to the following morning, as everyone's woken up, fully long rested. If you haven't done that yet, go ahead and do that.
I
they've also-
didn't sleep an inch.
Okay, you don't get a long rest. You
I
get
think
2
I
That's
exhaustion.
fine. I didn't put
Okay.
it in there.
I think I also didn't sleep. I'm gonna be so fucking real.
You guys can not sleep and take exhaustion if you want to.
Yeah,
But we're also in
Yeah.
downtime, so it kind of doesn't matter a lot.
exactly.
Saturday, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the flavor.
The amount of Saturdays I've had exhaustion levels, let me tell you, I couldn't even count it if I tried. But we are going to go into a little bit of a downtime period. The way this works for the audience watching at home is basically you guys just get downtime, like an amount of time you can use to spend for activities. You can either do that now in the period it would take place, or you can like bank it for stuff later. If you're like, oh shit, I wanted to do this, then you can spend like the next 3 days we have for downtime to do that later on. But is there anything you guys want to do immediately after last night that wasn't really accounted for when we were doing downtime in the last week?
I'd want to turn in my report of last night, mostly like the full professionally written apology of I'm sorry I had to kill this man, this was the circumstances, this, that, and the other, of like the extra paperwork of filing it away.
I like calling it an apology. Dear
Well, as-
Congress,
as,
I'm
like, a
sorry I
police
killed this
officer-
man.
As a police officer, like the most you expect is like, oh sorry.
Yeah, that's the least I would expect from police officers. Don't really get it. But I would love it if they apologized for murdering people in the streets.
I would love
But I meant the
that.
most that you get.
Yeah, an
Love it
apology
so
would be
much.
great. Anyways, it's great out there. Okay, so you write up your report. And
Yes,
I
I'm
will say,
gonna-
when you go to turn it in, you will get like the write up of everything they pulled out of the carts over the last like few hours while you guys were sleeping. You had like a
Nice.
team go through it and find all of the stuff and all of the different crates and barrels and stuff, like the store.
Mhm.
Each one of the wagons had, or each one of like the containers in the wagons had one of those bundles of potions that had those slips of paper sort of like tucked into the binding.
Mhm.
And as they went through, and each one of those, what are they called, parcels, was unraveled and opened up. Each one of those slips of paper was a list of names.
Ooh. Okay.
All of them assigned to either well-known or up-and-coming fighters that
Mm.
are known throughout Champions Row.
Okay. Also, I would have reported that these were all laced with wyvern poison.
Yes, that would have been in the report as well.
Is Tyson's name on there?
It is not, but his partner's is.
Yep. Okay.
Knock, 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 knock. Eevee, you hear a knock at your door.
Yeah, Eevee opens the door. Eyes are bloodshot. Clothes rumpled. Hello.
Hi, Eevee. You look great. Listen, I have a lot to do today on my own, so I know you're going to be busy as well. It is 7th day or something. 5th day. I don't know how many days in a week there are.
10.
I just thank you. I just need, as you're walking by, where do you get information from previous cases, and where do I get access to those?
The archives probably.
All right, and I start walking away.
Bye.
Oh,
Head to the
God.
archives.
That's fantastic. Okay. So you're heading down to the archives for...
I'm sorry?
So you're
Oh,
going to
for? What am I adding there for?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I was golfing, dude.
I was mulling all night. I think that's the wrong word, but I was mulling, whatever that, about, putting stuff together. And it's just been bothering the hell out of me about what has happened at this police precinct before us. This Bastion precinct, whatever it's called. This Bastion district thing. And I'm going to get to the bottom of it. So I'm going to go over there and I'm going to try my damnedest to find those files.
Files about the previous group of Bastions who worked here.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. So you know the archives other people have told you that they're in the box, which is the HQ for this district. You can go there and request them. Go ahead and make me an investigation check. As you're combing through the archives. Oh my god, dude. Do you have dice? Or are you just making ones up?
I might as friggin' well be. Investigation? 5.
Yeah, 5. Good god.
Dude, I'm going to soft lock myself in this story. I'm literally going to be like, all right.
Well, it does kind of make sense, because as you request the files for the previous Bastions who were, from what you know, murdered by the suspect being one of their own. The files are currently red taped, restricted, as that is apparently a high classified ongoing investigation, is what you find out first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
So there are people in the city currently working on figuring out what happened there. And I don't know if you know. I think Tay was alone when they asked for the file before.
Yeah, I will go up and I'll say I will learn that information, and I will not have. Should I have shown my badge at this point, or no?
I mean, to request information, you probably
Does it say my name? And is there a badge number? Oh, there is a badge.
There's
number.
a badge number. It doesn't have your name
number.
on it, but it does have a badge number.
Did they write it down?
Oh yeah. To request information, you have to give them your badge number. This is not like a library, dude.
Actually, I'm aware. I slide. I go. I need to use the bathroom. I go to the bathroom. I write up a thing that says our director told me I could get access to this, and I come back and I slide that to him. Also, by the way, I also have this. Sorry, I had.
Wait.
Oh, did you pass him in the hallway?
Hmm.
Did you pass him in the hallway?
No, I didn't say anything earlier. Did I pass him? No, I just had this. When you told me that, I said I had to go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom. And I came back. Here you go.
Oh, you had it with you. You could have just left it with me. I would have processed it while you were going to the bathroom. All right, that's kind of weird. Go ahead and
I
make.
love that it's not the director saying I give Eamon permission for this. It's a note saying the director says Eamon has permission for this.
I mean, there's got to be some
Toilet paper.
Oh yeah, no, I can't. No, oh my god, yeah, it's. I like start rifling through people's mail to find a blank piece of paper that I still have on me.
Genius. It's like the back of somebody's tax form. It's like,
And I'll slide it over. Yeah.
okay, go ahead, and I will say make a deception check with advantage.
Let me try a different dice I haven't used yet today.
Advantage for the
Where's the good dice I
forgery.
used earlier?
Do those exist?
Oop, that's cocked.
You cave that guy's
Okay.
skull in with the letter.
And what is it? Deception?
Yes.
I'm so glad. 17.
17.
Right.
Okay.
That's a 44 for me, by the way. Look at the scale.
44. Like you rolled a higher earlier and you're like, so whatever. Okay. You sort of slide over this very quickly forged document and he sort of looks it over and says, okay, well, it is the director's case, so if he wants you on it, I guess you're in on it. I'll go ahead and have those forms compiled for you.
Thank you. Thank you. At this point, Eamon is just kind of accepting his fate. That's fine. All right. Yeah, just go ahead.
Ask for forgiveness, not permission. Yes.
Yeah. It's a loose cannon. We like to see that initiative in this business. All right. You do get a little like dossier over the next like 30 minutes. They pull together some information and they do hand it off to you and be like, all right, here's all the information we currently have on file for that specific case.
I'm not even going to try to be like, and this is between us. I just go, thanks, and I'll take it, and I will head over. I'll head over to Chester's house.
He's super nonchalant. That's how you know he means business.
Yeah, I'm wearing a high visibility vest, so he thinks that I'm.
When do
But
we
I'll
start
go.
hiring
I'll head,
construction workers?
I'll head
Okay.
over to Chester's house.
All right. You get there.
Knock, 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 knock. Chester, bing, bing, bing,
What
bing, bing. Chester,
the
bang, 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 bang.
Fuck. All right, hang on.
I go, hey, I need to
Click,
stay
click,
here for the
click,
weekend.
click, 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 click. Sure,
I need to
yeah.
stay here for the weekend.
Why? Wait, don't you
I-
have a house? Don't you have two houses? You have
Yes,
two places to live and you gotta
Yeah,
stay
but
in
they're
my
loud.
fucking
They're
house?
loud. All right, Chester. God, look at my veins. You can't see it. It's just feathers. But they're bulging out of my head. All right, can I just use your closet for the weekend? And I'm walking in.
I do have a
walking past
guest
you.
room. I know I was being a little, I was being kind of a shithead, but I do have a guest room.
I'm
You
like
can
already
sleep in
taking
that.
the clothes out of the closet. And I start putting up red string and tags.
Okay.
This is more
He's like,
secure.
all right, I'm gonna put some soup on.
All right, and that's what I'll be doing. I will be looking through these files
Okay, you're gonna
for the
be
entirety of the weekend.
putting stuff together. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. We'll get back to that at the end of the weekend at Chester's house. Sounds good. Who else wants to do some stuff? Sarah, you're probably busy for the weekend.
I'm like chill. Like nothing
Yeah, dude.
nothing wrong with me.
Nah.
I guess I
Don't break my
should
stride.
I guess I should go to church or something. Maybe.
If you want to.
Yeah.
I don't control you. As is evident.
I'll go to church.
Okay. Is it the one in the Capitol Quarter you usually go to? Or
No.
the one-
No.
Interesting.
I can't show my face in there.
Okay.
They'll know what I did.
Somehow.
Yeah.
All right. Just going to a random church.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A church of an archive or Church of Takir, of course, but
All right.
yeah.
There are plenty of
the
them
one
throughout the
that
city.
was.
You can easily do that.
Okay. And I go up to is this one more like a library or is it an actual like place where people are vibing and chilling? By vibing and chilling, I mean like sitting in pews and praying.
Yeah, they're doing hookah in the lounge, dude. Each location is more or less of the like one or the other. So they're either more archive with like little pews and areas to pray in, or they're like a mostly church with like a bookstore in the back. So it's more whatever Eevee's feeling. They can find one or the other.
I think this doesn't happen often, but when Eevee experiences a crisis of conscience, they go to the one that they are less likely to go to, which is the ones that are less archives, because people are less likely to recognize them there.
Okay. The Grand Cathedral.
Yeah. And yeah, they just go and they take a seat amongst the other parishioners, I suppose. And there you go. Okay. I was never really very good at this part. Mostly just the... Well, I mean, I consider prayer to be giving. And so I figured that whenever I gave you some information, that was my version of praying to you. So, but I don't do a lot of this. But for most of the time, I'm pretty good with just, you know, getting information through like pages and books, and I feel like I hear you and understand you through that, and also I believe in you, obviously, and that's why I have my power, and the power of my faith is not feeling very powerful right now. So, wondering if you have any tips or tricks. And then they pause.
You get a BuzzFeed article in your email.
A listicle, anything.
Okay. So you're asking for advice.
Yeah. I'm trying to talk to my god.
Go ahead and make a religion check.
Sure.
I don't usually do those.
I know.
We're always
Crazy.
so biased, dude.
26. Jesus.
Holy shit.
Turns out my version of praying is prayer.
You're really going through it, huh?
Uh-huh.
Okay. You start to just sit in the silence of you asking that question, having never done this before, and it starts to feel a little uncomfortable. One of those things where it's like, I was really vulnerable for a second, and
I knew this was stupid. Yeah.
nothing really. But it is in that weird sort of silence. Just close your eyes and relax in the space. And almost as if it's, you don't know if it's something else triggering this, or if it's just you finding that moment of peace in your own quiet. But you start to remember moments from your life. You start to go through, and with all the panic of, am I doing the right thing? Am I making the right choice? You start to go through and almost obsessively comb over all the different moments in your life where you made a choice and you felt either like you made the right choice, or someone told you made the right choice but you didn't feel correct about it, or someone told you made the wrong choice but you helped somebody and you felt good about that. And it's almost like this surging of this web you've cultivated for yourself over the past however old Eevee is, I'm not going to say. But you start to comb through this web you've built yourself. And again, it almost feels like these memories are being urged by something else in that moment. And it's not so much that they're trying to solve the problem for you. but you do get the sense that you have the tools to solve your own problems. And that serves you so far so well.
Right.
It's a long-winded answer of, I'm not going to fucking tell you what to do.
yeah. They're like, yeah, that's probably what I should have expected. And that's why I picked you. So, thanks. They're like little tattoo on their hand close.
Nice.
And they leave.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with that. Is there anything else you wanted to do in the meantime?
I think they go and just do some more general research, but nothing too specific at the moment. So,
okay,
it's getting their
Sounds
mind
good.
right by doing the thing they like to do. Books.
Sounds delightful. Okay, who's up next?
Well, I wanted to take the names that I had gotten, and the fact that that linked to the fights, and I wanted to take that to our director.
Sure.
Because the one that I had confided in, that I was like, I think that this might have something to do with the fights and with the potentially like betting on the fights, and I just wanted to like take those up there to be like more evidence pointing to the theory.
Okay, interesting. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay. Oh, please be good. Oh, that's really good. 25.
25. Okay.
Fuck that. Previous nat 1. Sorry, I forget, can I cut?
You can't fucking swear on this show, dude.
Okay.
This is a Christian Minecraft server. What are you
I can't
doing?
remember if I can
This is
say
my Minecraft
fuck.
server?
I don't think there's a minute of the show that I am not swearing in actively, so you're fine. As you are walking up to the director's office, you've been told he's in, and you make your way up there. You do begin to hear conversation coming from beyond his door, sort of down the hall. Two familiar voices to you, but there is a third one that you don't quite recognize 100%.
Mm-hmm.
As you are walking towards this office, are you intentionally trying to eavesdrop, or are you going to back away and let the conversation happen?
She's just gonna boldly walk up to the door, and just be listening, I guess, as she's approaching, like whatever she can hear, and just like reach to knock, and then depending on what she hears, she's just gonna go ahead and knock or stop. So
Interesting.
whatever is said in the process of her walking to the door is what's gonna.
You did not answer my question.
No.
No, you did, but in a way that's like, I didn't have an answer. So what you would get in the time you're walking down the hallway with, what'd you roll, like a 27?
25.
25. You do pick up on the conversation pretty quickly. You can hear very clearly the voice of the director and Koth, who you know to be the director of the Lattice Square, Fitz's former boss, who you met before.
Mm-hmm.
You also hear a more feminine voice that you know is not the commander, or not the captain, so it's a new voice to you. But they do seem to be sort of exasperatedly talking. Not shouting, not angrily yelling at each other, but just sort of like, they do seem exasperated.
Mm-hmm.
The first things you would begin to hear are Koth immediately, in his boisterous tone, say, This is, I don't know what to make of this. This is completely unprecedented. But it is his decision at the end of the day. And you hear the feminine voice say, we should calm down. We don't even know if this is true. This is just rumor, after all. And
At that, I'm going to not knock, and I'm gonna.
I
listen.
thought so. You rat motherfucker. And as you pull back your hand, you begin to hear the director say, "It doesn't matter if what we hear is true. If it is true, we need to be ready for what's about to happen." And again, Koth immediately chimes up and says, "Why would he do something like this? It's completely unorthodox." And then you hear Hestia, or not, you don't know the name. Look, you hear a female voice from the ether chime in and say, "He's always been unorthodox, and it is in their nature to change how they pass one to another." And at this moment, you can hear them just sort of sharing a collective silence and trying to understand whatever they're talking about. You can clearly tell that they are trying to piece together someone else's decision that does not make sense to them.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, Koth breaks the silence, as is his way. Goes, "Well, I suppose, should this be true, the best we could do is batten down the hatches and be ready for the oncoming storm. This is going to be utter fucking chaos." And, name of the show. And the director says,
Goes from chaos theory to utter fucking chaos.
That's the new name of the show, season 2.
Depending on how this one ends.
And then you hear the director sort of like very heavily sigh and say, "You can say that. It's not happening to your fucking district." He's like, "Fair enough." "Well, if you need any assistance with the oncoming change, you could always just let us know. Well, we're here to help."
At that,
And
I'm
then-
gonna knock.
Okay. And at that point, you just hear them all sort of like startled by your knocking. Just, "One second." And much quieter now, to the point where they know someone's listening, so it's not like you get the sense there's a lot of like hand motions and like silent gestures. And eventually the director does open the door and says, "Cetacean, how can I help you?"
I'm gonna hold up the paperwork and just go ahead and like flip open to just some example names that like I would knew and recognize from the fights, and just spin it around and show it to him. I'm not sure if you were briefed on our evidence that we collected last night, but we were able to stop a shipment and supposedly have caused some chaos in between some of these rings, because the shipment was due last night, but they didn't get it. And in the shipment were names for who gets what. The names point to the fights.
The tournament.
So something will be different about the tournament this year, or supposedly should be the same as every other year, but it was supposed to be different, and we're about to see the chaos that unfolds. Third time!
Make an insight check.
Were you listening to our conversation? You're fired.
Did you say chaos?
Oh no!
Theoretically.
I'm spending a fucking
Yeah.
shenanigan point.
Don't
Spend that
do
point.
it. No.
I
stop.
did. I rolled it out one again. Oh fuck! That fell off the table. I'm gonna use the other one.
Counts.
Ooh. That is 6 or an 8. Oh, it rolled. I'm just gonna go with 16 because I don't know if it's a 16 or 18.
Okay.
Plus 4, dirty 20. It would have been a 20 or 22.
Dirty 20. As you start to mention this list of fighters and the upcoming tournament, you do see him sort of like more attentively go through the list, and he sort of like looks back to the other two in the room. You can now see the golden scaled Koth sort of standing there behind him, very elegantly dressed as always, and another figure whose name you don't know yet, so I don't know why you're saying it out loud.
Can I take a guess?
Go for it. I'll give you $20 if you guess it. You'll never guess it though. It's crazy.
Can I send
That's
you my
what I
PayPal?
Nope, that's what I thought. So, you see this almost like fall Eladrin standing there, with these very elegantly like foliage. What's it called? The leafers. What's that term for it? Is there a term for when leaves start to die?
I'm sure there is. I don't know
Dead
it.
leaf.
They're starting. It's like autumn colors in the leaves.
So
in
everything's
her hair.
turned.
Trans-
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're
transitioning-
turning, dude. They're gross and rotten.
Oxidizing. I don't know what the one for leaves
They're
is.
dying, dude. But they do have a very like full head of autumn leaves, and they stand very like tall and elegant next to this gold scale dragonborn. I would say from reputation alone, or from reputation alone of this director, you would know them to be Hestia Ernstrom, who is the director of the Industrial Ward.
Okay.
How you spell that last name?
Ernstrom?
Yeah.
ERNSTROM.
I was so close because I know you have simple spelling. I used a
What
U
the
instead
fuck
of an
does that
O.
mean, dude?
You said it. You can't get offended. You're the one who said it.
Hey, you call me simple?
Yeah.
What's that
You
mean?
called you you called you simple.
What's simple mean? What are you talking about? Anyways.
Like session, what, 2?
Yeah. I said that
Yes.
at birth. I don't know what you're talking about. But you can see them sharing like something about this list and what you just presented them is possibly connected to what they were just talking about.
Lovely.
You definitely
Awesome.
get that with your insight check.
I'm gonna continue standing there, just watching.
Okay. And he just sort of turns back. He says, "Thank you. I will look over this when I have the opportunity."
She's gonna continue standing there and just kind of look around the room a little bit, back at him, and just, is there anything we need to be aware of in relation to this and to prepare for next week?
He turns back to look at everybody else and says, "Should the need arise, you will be informed right away. But for now, I think things are under control."
Understood. And she's gonna do whatever the little salute is and just step away.
Okay. Yeah, you do the Benny Hill. Alrighty.
She's immediately gonna go tell Fitz.
The door slams behind you, and they go, "Ah!" They start screaming, but you can't because you already left. Okay. Interesting. And is that all you wanted to do for
Yes,
the time being?
Yeah, for the time being, I'm gonna go tell Fitz, like, bitch, I got some tea, and then I'm gonna go on a break and take Akaisa to the ocean.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. Well, Fitz, you get a little info dump.
Yeah.
And then also you do your thing, whatever you'd like to do.
Well, first off, I'm going to, in order to prepare myself properly, I'm going to go check my old residence to make sure I have all the evidence about Clive Pitterpot. See if I missed anything at my previous abode. To see if that helps before I go visit them.
Yeah.
To update them on the case.
Okay. Grab your old
So
private investigator's messenger bag or whatever you use to carry all your evidence around in.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll head home to like go look for additional things, and then I'll just go see Clive.
Okay. Sounds delightful. So, the area you know Clive to hang out in is known as the Emerson Stockyard. The area he was found dead in is sort of where he is locked to. These sections of, like a grid section of the Champions Road that is primarily warehouses for different construction companies and usually housing building materials or places where they construct things and then ship them out across the city. But that is the area you know him to be the most.
Yeah.
Or exclusively, because he can't really go much further out.
Yeah. Do I know how far he can go out of the yard, or is it like I have to go to like a specific area that I would know he's like typically?
It's mostly just that area. It's not necessarily like one of the warehouses, but it's just a small radius around that part of the city. You know, to sort of like haunt.
I'll go looking for him.
All right, you found him, no problem. Actually, he'll find you probably. Just pop up on you.
I'll probably be like, just like, Mr. Pitterpot, you there?
Oh, Mr. Fitzgerald, I thought I didn't know when I'd hear from you again. Yes, it's very, very good to hear from you. I've heard a bit of a buzz about you in the city.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, word travels when you don't have anyone else to talk to.
Fair enough. I mean,
Well, like messenger birds over here.
I was gonna say, who have you been hearing from about me?
The dead folk.
Okay. I do have not a lot of, but more information about your case. That's why I'm coming to see you.
Well, I should be delighted to hear it.
First off, I want to tell you the range of time of when this case happened, and I'm going to warn you right now. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't. But I think for your benefit, it would go properly if I told you how long it's been.
Okay.
So it wasn't like 1 or 2 years like we previously thought.
Right, like 3 or 4.
No, much
5?
longer. No. Do you want me to tell
7?
you? Or do you want to keep guessing?
Oh, I think you should just tell me.
It's been 24 years.
All right, now really tell me.
Yeah, it's been 24 years, sir.
Interesting. Doesn't feel like.
So I've been told.
Okay. But can you even solve something like this?
I mean, I can try. A lot of your case has some weird discrepancies that I would like to investigate further.
Wonderful.
The fact that your case is 24 years old, but then was reopened 5 years later.
What?
Yeah, it was opened by Dellum Trusk.
Oh! Why did Dellum... Oh, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I was... Who are they to you?
They were my previous editor.
Yeah, they said they had evidence that was big enough to open your case again, but for some reason, when I tried to look for what that evidence was, it wasn't stated on the record, and then they closed the case again.
Huh. That is suspicious.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Well, I hope you haven't spoken to Dellum, have you?
I haven't. I was going to see them right after I saw you. I thought it'd just be good to tell you what I found so far.
Well, 24 years. I'd assume them to possibly be retired at this point. And at that statement, a part of your brain clicks. The name. That mysterious question mark of a name that you definitely forgot, and I said in that episode, and we're going to edit it in.
Yep.
It all clicks into place now. I'm good at this.
Yes.
The person who was working this case, the person whose name you had heard but couldn't necessarily remember, was Dobin Lark.
Is that
D-O-U-B-I-N?
D-O-U-B-I-N?
Yeah, simple.
And then L-A-R-K?
Yard it.
Okay.
The reason you remember the name is because you heard back in the day, they weren't even like necessarily somebody you knew firsthand, but there was a lot of talk about them retiring very early from their position. They'd very quickly risen up in their department and then very swiftly after that retired. There was a lot of, gossip, speculation, water cooler talk. You know what I mean? Us boys being dudes. But word spread around about his retirement. It was very strange, very sudden. A lot of, theories, stories. All of them wild and various. But the thing that was consistent is that they retired way too early, and it was very suspicious.
Gotcha. Another. Okay, now I'm thinking about it. Now that you talk about retirement, the one in charge of the case, they also weren't in line for retiring, but their retirement was also abnormal.
That's strange. I would look into that if I were not dead.
Yeah. I will look for it in your stead.
You mean it?
I mean, hopefully they didn't get disappeared by your organization, the Blinded Eye, but...
What?
I don't know anything about...
Oh, no. Sorry. The Blinded... Did I write that down wrong? The Blinded Eye was not my organization. That was just the organization. Or
yes. The one you were investigating.
Okay, yes. I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah, we're on the same page. Yeah.
Yes.
They're the organization you were investigating, and the organization that may have killed you.
Yes.
But not on purpose.
But not my organization. Yes. Okay.
Not your organization. No, you work for the Guiding Light. Listen, I need to go there and see if your editor still works there, and then I need to go see if I can find a retired Bastion and see what they're up to. So.
Well, I'm sorry to have asked all this of you.
It's literally my job to help.
Well, it literally isn't, but I appreciate you doing it all the same.
You haven't heard anything about this organization from other ghosts, have you?
No. As far as I'm able to, put the word out, I'm the only one who's come in contact with them, or at least been killed by them.
The kid who killed you is probably an adult right now. So.
24 years, I would assume so. Or they're dead.
They're dead. Which would be a bummer, considering.
Well, they could have died anywhere on the arc of kid to 30.
That's true.
So it gets less sad the older you get, unfortunately. That's just how society goes, I guess.
It's like will some force allow a kid to be killed?
Yeah, the closer they get
And
to
if
today.
it's self-defense.
Yeah, it's self-defense.
I've heard there's this thing going around called self-defense.
Self-defense, I've heard.
It's all the rage.
You can't feel all the rage.
Lots of my friends I drink with here were self-defense.
Rage being an accidental pun, considering
I can't
Eamon
get
was
clipped
narrated.
together.
I think it's great to self-defense a kid.
My drink through my nose.
All right.
That's crazy.
Anyways.
Is there anything that I'll ask? Is there anything? Because I'm not sure if they'll trust me when I start asking questions about this. Is there anything I could tell Dellum that might ease him onto our side to help?
Ooh. That's a good question. Tell them Clive says hello. They'll know what it means. Oh, no, wait, hold on. That's too broad.
Yeah.
Anyone could think of that.
Yeah, it's a little broad.
Let me think of something real deep. Ooh. No. Aha! He does that for like 20 minutes.
Eamon, Eamon.
Yeah.
Fitz will
He's
stand
there.
there. Fitz will stand there, just like understanding, because ghosts do this all the time when they have lapse in judgment or lapse in memory.
All right. Now, satyrs are usually very long-lived. So I don't know how spry they are. But back in the day, they used to have this very, very cheerful dance. They called it Delham's Parade. So tell them that Clive would like to see Delham's Parade one last time. That should work.
He's hoping it does.
Hopefully they can still do it if they're, 80 or whatever. I never got their actual age.
I'll hope that they do dance so I can tell you all about
What?
it.
What was that last part?
So they could do the dance. So you could. Yeah, he's hoping that they do the dance so I can tell it to you later.
Okay. Yes. I hope that works, and I hope it all goes well. But if it doesn't, no hard feelings. Not your fault. It's been 3 decades. Well, thank you.
You have
Mouse.
a good afternoon.
Yeah. Yep. Of course. Fades into dust. And that is Clive. Exit stage right.
Mm-hmm.
And there's more to explore there, but I think for now, we're gonna put a bow on tonight's session because it's probably past 2 hours, and I said it was gonna be a short session, and I lied. So
We got
cut
up
it
to
up
some
there.
shenanigans.
Of course we did, and then we'll do the rest of the shenanigans at the beginning of the next session, and then we'll continue from there. But until then, thank you all so much for watching. Appreciate you all for being here. Thank you all so much for playing with me. And until then, bye. Leave my house. Get out through the front door or the back door. Just get out through a window or get out of my freaking house, dude. Okay? Get the fuck out of here, brother.